Once upon a time, the king commanded his mandarin to look for talented people throughout the kingdom. Everywhere and every time did the mandarin go, he gave all people who lived there hard riddles to challenge everyone. However, he still could not find an outstanding person. One day, when the mandarin went across a field, he saw a man and his son was plowing. He stopped to ask them,
"Hey guy, how many fields can your buffalo plow a day?"
While the man still don't know how to answer this poser, the son asked the mandarin a counter question.
Please allow me to raise a question for you. If you can tell me how many steps your horse could walk a day, I will let you know how many fields my father's buffalo can plow a day.
The mandarin was both surprised and happy as he heard that, believing that he had found a talented man. Then he asked them their village and hometown's address, then immediately rode his horse quickly toward the king. The king was happy to hear that news. However, he decided to check up one more time for sure this was a talented boy. Therefore, he commanded the servants to bring 3 crates of glutinous rice and 3 male buffaloes to the village, then sent his commandment them to take care of buffaloes and make them born 9 other buffaloes. Next year, if they couldn't submit 11 buffaloes they would be punished. The villagers are so worried and wonder how Oz can breed. Only the little boy stayed calm. He told all villagers that they could use rice and buffaloes to make a banquet. After all, he would be responsible to the king. At first the whole villagers took it half in doubt, but when the boy was so determined, they followed his words. Few days later, the father and son went to the capital. When arriving at the palace, the boy sneaked into the palace's yard and cried. The king ordered his soldiers to bring him in and asked,
"Boy, why do you cry?"
The boy cried louder.
Your Majesty, my mom has passed away but my dad did not want to give birth, so I have no one to play with. Could you please order him to have a baby to play with me?
The king and his mandarins bursted into laughter after hearing what the boy said.
"Your father is male, how could he give birth?"
As expected, the boy responded.
So how can you force us to make Oz to bear?
The king realized how smart the boy is, so he let the father and son go to the mandarin's motel to rest. Next day, the king still wanted to test the boy again. He gave him a sparrow and ordered him to make 3 manes. The boy took out a needle, gave it to the servant and said, You take this needle to make a knife. I will use it to butcher the sparrow. The king was completely admired. He called the father and son to give them many treasures. Meanwhile, a neighboring country wanted to attack theirs. Their emissaries brought a long hollow conch and asked them to lead a clue through the spiral conch. All the mandarins had tried so many ways. Someone used their mouth to inhale. Someone waxed the clue to lead easier, but nothing was effective. At that time, the king had to call the clever boy. When invited, the boy happily sang, Ta-da-da, ta-ta-da, catch an ant then tied it by clue, one side put the paper then cover, one side grease, ant go through gladly. Obviously, the ant led the clue through the spiral conch in front of the emissary's respectful eyes.